brilliant ideas, powered by Hyundai Motor.
FX Harsono is among Indonesia's most important living artists. He's been a central figure of the Indonesian art scene for over 4 decades.
I think Harsono is one of the most significant artists to come out of Indonesia in terms of his political engagement, in terms of his leading sort of force as an activist.
Sekali dia menemukan sebuah isu atau sebuah narasi besar, dia akan berusaha untuk terus-menerus berada di situ. Dan
Pak Harsono is not only an ordinary artist, he's more than that. He plays an important role as the agent of change.
Strength of his personality and character is such that, even though he's an extremely successful artist today, he just doesn't give up, he doesn't stop.
Saya orang Indonesia, jadi saya ingin menunjukkan bahwa saya adalah seorang seniman yang punya rasa tanggung jawab sosial, kemanusiaan, dan kebudayaan di mana saya hidup, yaitu di Indonesia.
Harsono was born in 1949 and was the 5th generation of his family to live in Blitar, a town on the main Indonesian island of Java. His rebellious streak began early on when he defied his parents to go to art school. But unlike his peers, Harsono had no previous art experience.
Mereka sangat jago sekali, mereka menguasai teknis dengan baik. Saya tidak tahu apakah istilah lukisan itu pada waktu itu. Saya melukis ruang. Tapi saya bayangkan bahwa ruang itu seperti ruang 3 dimensi. Jadi ruang 3 dimensi yang maya. Tiba-tiba dosen saya mengatakan bahwa, oh ini lukisan geometris, dia bilang. Wah, saya kaget sekali. Lukisan geometris.
It was from this accidental discovery of geometric paintings at art school in the 1970s that Harsono found his guiding ideology, art with an idea.
Teman-teman saya mendebat. Dia mengatakan bahwa kalau melukis dengan penggaris itu bukan melukis. Melukis itu harus dengan tangan supaya emosi itu bisa tercurahkan di dalam kanvas itu. Saya mengatakan bahwa saya melukis dengan ide.
Not only did Harsono break conventions by using a ruler, he also rejected his teacher's theories and techniques.
Saya menyadari bahwa sebetulnya gaya ini itu banyak dari barat. Lukisan ini steril.
And so, Harsono and a group of his friends began to question how they could connect Indonesian identity to art.
Dan kita menemukan jawaban itu. Kita ingin melukiskan keadaan Indonesia saat sekarang ini, cari identitas Indonesia saat sekarang ini, sosial dan kebudayaan dan juga politik dari Indonesia saat ini.
They call themselves the Gerakan Seni Rupa Baru, or the Indonesian New Art Movement. And this really arose as these young idealistic art students protest against what they felt to be institutionally mandated art.
Kategori-kategori itu dibuang, dengan itu mereka merasa bisa menemukan suatu ungkapan yang lebih total, yang lebih berakar pada kenyataan sehari-hari.
The year was 1974, and Indonesia was ruled under President Suharto, one of the world's most brutal and oppressive dictators. At the first exhibition of the New Art Movement, or Gerakan Seni Rupa Baru, Harsono displayed 2 artworks that defined this new era, Paling Top 75 and The Relaxed Chain.
Kita hanya berpikir bahwa, oke, kalau gitu kita memakai found object, kemudian benda-benda temuan ini atau found object ini kita letakkan di ruang pamer bersama dengan benda lain yang kita temukan atau kita atur sebagai satu karya seni. Kita menyebut bahwa oke, ini adalah seni rupa.
So paling top, paling actually means the most. So the title of the work actually means the most top, right at the top, or the supreme. And what you see being referred to as the most supreme is of course the gun.
Saya ingin menggambarkan anti-militerisme. Karena pada waktu itu militer begitu kuat dan merepresi masyarakat, menjadi alat dari politik untuk menekan masyarakat. dan kemudian relax change itu juga menunjukkan bagaimana kehidupan pribadi kita tidak merasa aman, tidak merasa bebas. Meskipun seolah-olah meskipun di kamar tidur ada semacam ketakutan yang luar biasa dari masyarakat, trauma untuk tidak berbicara tentang politik.
Pada karya yang kedua itu kita melihat ada semacam rejim kuasa yang terlalu militeristik, seakan-akan kehidupan privat itu tidak ada lagi dan segala sesuatu batas antara yang privat dan yang publik, kehidupan privat kita dan sesuatu yang bersifat publik itu seperti tidak ada lagi.
Harsono's new styles and ideas of art got him expelled from school, but this did not stop his rebellious ways. In 1993, he created Voice Without Voice, an installation piece that was displayed at his first solo exhibition in Jakarta.
In front of each individual panel is a small wooden table with an inking pad and a sheaf of paper. So it kind of looks like you're going to the elections. It's spelling out a word in the universal language of the mute. So collectively, the hand gestures spell out the word demokrasi. And the last letter, the letter I, that hand is bound with rope. So it's almost like the I, the individual is restrained.
Harsono mencoba merepresentasikan apa yang waktu itu pernah disebut sebagai budaya bisu gitu. Jadi suara-suara kritis dibungkam, orang tidak boleh berkomentar terlalu kritis atau terlalu terang-terangan gitu ya.
The theme of censorship is further explored in his installation piece, Voice Controlled by Power.
Yeah, this work talk about the political situation at 1994. 3 big magazine, newspaper, and tabloid was controlled by the government. So it's looked like there is no freedom of speech. So that's why I make this work. It's like all of the mask without mouth. The mouth, I cut the mouth and then I put it in the center. So it's look like that this is a person who not have mouth.
Harsono's art broke the law, and in 1994, at his exhibition in Jakarta, 2 intelligence officers came to check up on him.
No one can want to make a show with the political issue at the time. It's very dangerous during the Suharto era. They don't understand. Because fine art or art is a lot of metaphor, symbol, something like that.
Harsono got off lucky, and since then his art became even more controversial. After the break, we see his first performance artwork, a radical piece that shook up the Indonesian art world. And we show you how Harsono's art is understood across generations. With a career spanning 4 decades, FX Harsono has changed the face of Indonesia's art scene. His rejection of Western techniques turned him into one of the pioneers of contemporary art in Indonesia. But in 1997, it was his first ever performance art piece that made him into an icon. It was during what was called Silence Week, 2 weeks before Indonesia's general elections, that Harsono performed Destruction.
During the Silent Week, any gathering of more than 5 people would be considered illegal. The fact that they were undertaking these activities during that week, they were actually putting themselves at risk of arrest or worse.
In his performance, Harsono dressed up as the demon king Ravana. He placed 3 masks on top of 3 wooden chairs. He set the masks on fire. And then, with a chainsaw, he destroyed his work.
So by sawing the 3 chairs, Harsono was commenting on the fact that only 3 sanctioned parties were allowed to contest in the elections. And he was trying to make a statement about how power, when left unchecked, can be quite destructive.
Ini saya lakukan karena kemarahan saya yang terhadap situasi politik pada waktu itu di mana pemerintah melakukan pembakaran-pembakaran, pengerusakan pembakaran terhadap pengerusakan terhadap kantor PDIP, juga selain itu juga gereja ada yang dibakar dan sebagainya. Jadi sebetulnya proses merusak inilah yang ingin saya perlihatkan. Dan kemudian sisa dari objek yang saya rusak tadi saya bawa ke galeri, kemudian ditaruh dan diperlihatkan video pada waktu saya merusak itu.
Itu salah satu karya Harsono yang tampak paling provokatif ya. Harsono marah betul dengan karya itu ya. Jadi dia muak betul melihat sistem politik di Indonesia yang memiliki hanya satu orang presiden selama lebih kurang 30 tahun.
Yang lainnya mereka mengatakan bahwa ini performance ini luar biasa, dia bilang. Karena sebelumnya belum pernah ada performance yang sekeras itu. Video performance itu, dan kemudian juga itu memberikan influence kepada seniman-seniman yang lainnya yang muda yang bukan mengikuti, tetapi mereka berpikir bahwa Harsono sudah bikin seperti ini dan apa yang bisa saya bikin lagi.
In May 1998, years of pent-up anger against the regime spilled onto the streets, wrecking the capital with chaos and violence. And like many other times in Indonesia's history, the long-standing ethnic Chinese population became scapegoats.
The Chinese community were targeted, so they had their homes and their shops targeted, vandalized, burnt, and of course, if you remember the newspaper reports from that time, thousands of Chinese women were targeted and raped as well.
These bloody riots claimed the lives of more than 2,000 people and led to the downfall of Suharto's 31-year dictatorship. But it was the burning of a well-known mall in the Chinese area of Jakarta that inspired Harsono's installation, Burn Victim.
Karya ini memang diilhami oleh suatu kerusuhan yang akhir-akhir ini terjadi di Jakarta.
Orang-orang yang dibunuh dan dibakar di dalam mall. Jadi orang diprovokasi untuk masuk ke dalam mall dan menjarah, dan kemudian mall itu ditutup dan kemudian dibakar. Sehingga banyak sekali orang-orang yang mati karena terbakar.
Harsono sculpted the bodies from wood, and in his performance, he burnt these bodies. The recordings of his work with the remains of the bodies are displayed together.
The shoes that you see in his installation of burned victims are actually the actual shoes that he recovered from that site. I mean, when I heard that, it just sent shivers down my spine.
Not only does Harsono's art represent the voices of the people who have been silenced, his work is also timeless.
Saya mendengar dari seorang kurator dari Singapore Art Museum, dia mengatakan bahwa ketika ada seorang anak kecil melihat karya kamu Burn Victim ini, dia merasakan bahwa ada sesuatu persoalan tentang perang, pelanggaran hak asasi manusia dan sebagainya, seperti itu. Tapi mereka bisa melihat bahwa ada semacam kekerasan yang terjadi pada manusia.
Dengan merunduk-runduk kita bertanya, sebetulnya siapakah yang bertanggung jawab terhadap kerusuhan, pembantaian, korban-korban yang saat sekarang ini?
Harsono's work reflects the politics of Indonesia, and so, with a change of governments and a newly liberalised society, his art begins to take an interesting turn. Coming up next, we take a look at his most recent work, where he plays the role of a historian as well as an artist. Harsono is one of the leading figures in Indonesia's contemporary art scene. His early work criticised the military-backed dictatorship of President Suharto, but with the fall of the military government in 1998, when mobs tortured, looted and killed hundreds of Chinese Indonesians, Harsono, as an ethnic Chinese, was forced to confront his own identity.
Jadi selama ini dia merasa sebagai seorang seniman yang selalu membela masyarakat, tapi kemudian dia melihat pada masyarakat itu sendiri berubah menjadi masyarakat itu sendiri ternyata menakutkan bagi dia. Jadi itu seorang pengamat mengatakan seakan-akan Harsono sedang dikhianati oleh seninya sendiri.
So at the end of Suharto's regime in 98, Harsono, I think his work became somewhat more personal and was really drawing more on his Chinese heritage.
Sejak kecil sebetulnya saya mulai merasakan bahwa ada diskriminasi seperti itu. Seringkali kalau ada orang anak kecil yang lewat di situ dan sebagainya, mereka ketemu kita, mereka suka mengatakan atau Cino seperti itu. Pada waktu lahir, saya mendapat nama Tionghoa dari orang tua saya. Nama Tionghoa saya adalah Oh Hong Bun. Kemudian pada tahun 1966, pemerintah membuat satu peraturan bahwa semua orang Tionghoa yang sudah menjadi bangsa Indonesia mengubah namanya menjadi Indonesia, nama Indonesia.
His Chinese name inspired the 2011 exhibition Writing in the Rain.
Ketika saya mulai mengakui bahwa saya adalah orang Indonesia keturunan Tionghoa dan saya juga menuliskan nama saya dan sebagainya, saya berani terbuka seperti itu, maka itu adalah semacam penyembuhan secara psikis pada diri saya. Nama itu tidak perlu lagi saya pakai, karena saya sudah eksis atau saya menjadi diri saya yang sekarang ini dengan nama F.X. Harsono.
A lot of it is about the recuperation of memory, the recuperation of identity. So he writes his Chinese name in ink. To build your identity, it constantly has to be repeated. It constantly has to be reenacted, but it's constantly being washed away. With a sense of it constantly being lost. I mean, a lot of Chinese don't speak Chinese language. They're not able to express their culture.
His search for his identity led to the discovery of some old photographs taken by his father, which captured the excavation of an earlier Chinese massacre. The massacres took place just after the Second World War, as Indonesia fought for independence from Dutch colonial rule. Again, the Chinese were a persecuted minority, this time standing accused of being Dutch spies.
Semua foto-foto itu adalah penggalian itu, jadi ada tengkorak-tengkorak dari orang-orang yang sudah meninggal itu kemudian digali dan dikuburkan secara massal di kuburan Blitar.
In 2009, these photographs influenced a series of works, which he continues to be inspired by today.
This is a drawing from the photograph of my mother, my sister and brother, and the other is a photograph made by my father about exhumation of the Chinese people. This is the reality of our history. And the text, I write it, kepingan masa lalu adalah kenyataan yang mendewasakan sebuah bangsa.
In conjoining these two images, Harsono is making the personal political as well, because these are strands of history that intersect with his own family history. It also suggests that there's a continuous line of violence and bloodshed throughout time. I think it's a kind of warning to future generations not to allow this to happen again.
His role as an artist merged into that of a researcher, working with a local historian, Revando, to uncover the hidden truth.
I follow Pak Harsono from one mass grave to another mass grave. There were a lot of stories behind it, and then we met also some survivors.
Nggih, niku wonten yang Cino-Cino sing dipateni itu didudah. Oh, teng Gunung Puyang.
They met Cassidy, an eyewitness who told them what happened.
Nggih dikelompok nang klike didadek sitok ngoten lho. Yang katanya nom dadak sitok sak juglangan.
When I met with some eyewitness and also survivors, I feel that I have like responsibility to talk, to show what I already found, and then to show to the other people what the history of the Chinese people during 1947-1949.
His 7 years of research is showcased in his most recent solo exhibition, The Chronicles of Resilience, displayed at the Tyler Rollins Fine Art Gallery in New York City.
Harsono berhasil seakan-akan berhasil memindahkan atau menampilkan kembali isu yang tidak pernah dituliskan secara resmi dalam sejarah kita dalam bentuk yang sangat sederhana ya, satu kain putih belacu dia gunakan untuk memindahkan nama-nama korban pada makam orang-orang Tionghoa di beberapa tempat. Saya merasakan betapa dia berhasil untuk memindahkan sebuah monumentalitas peristiwa yang dilupakan orang menjadi sebuah karya yang menyentuh emosi kita.
Saya gosok dengan pastel di atas batu nisan dari kuburan massal. Ini adalah nama-nama dari korban. Ini jumlahnya ada sekitar 73. Di Kediri 300, di tempat lain misalnya di daerah Nganjuk itu cukup besar sekali, ada 788 orang.
It was very touching and it was very impressive because previously I never know that he would have that kind of idea. And when he displayed it as an art display, and it will give you like a very emotional moment.
When I do the wrapping on a textile, so that is my pilgrimage to the dead people. That's like my pray. I pray to them.
FX Harsono's art fights for change. He fights against traditions. He fights against injustice. He fights against forgetting. And even now, the 67-year-old artist still continues to fight.
Harsono is trying to show to other people that we have to see this history from other perspective, not only full of glorification, but also there are also a dark side of this history that the young generation must know.
I think it's really a very rare individual like Harsono who continues to be so invested in the art scene of his country to kind of ensure that, I suppose, there's a continuity, that there continues to be an interest and a voice being made for arts, social engagement.
He's an artist that will never stop. I mean, he's got such a strong drive to say things that need to be said, and he's got a way of working that I think will enable him to continue for many years to come.
Saya sedang membuat film dokumenter tentang itu. Dan yang kedua, saya sedang merencanakan untuk menulis buku tentang sejarah pembunuhan orang-orang Tionghoa ini. Diskriminasi ini sudah harus diakhiri.
Brilliant ideas, powered by Hyundai Motor.